Hello, everybody. Welcome to a game that I saw on Steam, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I fell in love with the art and a single picture, along with the name of it, that kind of made me want to play it. I've never met somebody with with a prosthetic leg in my entire life. And I've never met with anybody with a prosthetic at all. But this got me thinking and looking at the picture, and I'm gonna turn that down because that's extremely loud in my ear. Um, I don't know why I never let you guys hear what I'm hearing, but right now I can't deal with it. I'm not sleeping right now, and I thought this would be a great game to play. The name of the game is called ATRI, My Dear Moments. ATRI, My Dear Moments. Now, the reason why I chose it was because it's a romantic one, and what really pulled me in was one of the characters had a prosthetic leg. Now, I don't know why. Could have been his fault, could have not have been his fault. Could have been an accident, could have been something that he had to grow up with. Um but it got me thinking, and I wanted to find out what this story has and what it is going to show. I just started this up. I don't know what is going to come up. I don't know how to play this game. So I guess you could practically say this is a blind run. I'm going to complete this game. Whether it's in this entire thing or in sections. I want to see where this story goes. And it's weird for that one picture to bring that to my attention, but it was a mixture between that picture and the name of this game. I don't know why, but I had the urge to play it, to buy it, and just go through it. And I hope you guys are there with me. Let's go ahead and do this. So the language for the UI is English. The main text is also English. The subtext, I went in English. Now, I don't know what the hell the subtext is going to be, but that's probably like background texting. ATRI, my dear moments. Now, this is also very beautiful. Everything is like completely flooded, and everything, it just shows you how large the buildings are, or where the mountains are compared to lower places. So let's go ahead and go into start. No idea what it said, but oh, okay. So it has a side IO. This world is sinking. Okay. Is being swallowed by the rising seas. Humanity has less and less land to live on, and the technology advances they have made are being lost. I remember a time when they seemed content and peaceful, except peacefully accept their extinction. It was then that I met him. He said that if he couldn't save the world, he couldn't be saved. I asked him a question. Does the world include me? I will look over this planet. I will watch it sink. And I will watch them as they fight back against their fate. There is this infinite loneliness. Time is cruel. Thief. Time is a cruel thief to rob us of our former selves. We lost as much to life as we do to death. I believe, and I don't know if anybody else believes this, but I believe we lose a lot more to life than we do to death. But that's my belief. I think I might make this a large. Make it full screen. I'm surrounded by endless darkness. Not a single ray of light illuminates my path as I crawl through the gloom, praying for an exit that may not even exist. But as hard as I try, I cannot move. My legs crushed beneath the dreadful weight, completely trapped. Soaring agony radiates through my body. Please, Mom. Someone. Help. My hands crumble under the dirt, reaching out. Scrabble around in the dirt, reaching out for anyone, anything, but they find nothing. It hurts. It hurts. Somebody save me. Natsuki. I suddenly wake up to the sight of my hand stretched outward, the low ceiling on my room, grasping at nothing. I let my arm drop to the side, by my side. The fuck? And then I feel it. My body twists and contorts as the intense pain throbs through my right leg. After a few torturous seconds, it disappears as if it was never there in the first place. I lay limply back on the bed, trying to slow my breathing. My body is coated in a clammy layer of sweat. I must have fallen asleep. I raise my head and look down at my leg, or at least where it should be. The very right leg that just a moment ago was pulsing with agony is a non-existent, as it has been for the past 8 years. And yet, it still hurts. The empty space where my flesh should be still torments me. There is no nerve. There are no nerves there to send signals to my brain, but my mind is still not accepted of the truth. They call it phantom pain. It started to flare up again lately. Phantom pain isn't affected by regular painkillers. I mean, of course it isn't. It's all an illusion. pain emits from nerves that don't even exist. A doctor would prescribe antidepressants, but their side effects could be even worse than the pain. Not not that a doctor would be able to get their hand on those these days. I simply have to live and contest dread for the next attack. The gentle sunlight leaked through the portholes, stabbing at my eyes. It must be morning. No point in laying around here, I suppose. I hear a sudden, satisfying crunch from somewhere across the room. The fuck?
起きたうなされてたわよ。
You awake? Didn't look like you were having a fun time in a dreamland there. In dreamland there. I look over to find a young woman chopping pieces of an apple with a penknife. The fuck is a penknife? I'm gonna look this up. Images. I'm. Looks like it's just a standard switch knife, as far as I'm seeing, like a switchblade. Huh. Unless there's actually pens that look like knives in this game. Okay.
いつも人相が悪いけど寝起きだと一層ひどいわね。
Damn, you got
気の弱い家族なら睨まないで。
sorry. Damn, you got a resting bitch face at the best of times, but it sure is bad when you've just woken up. You could make a kid cry if you look at them like that. Apparently her name is Kathleen. Really nice to hear that from a woman who sneaks into someone else's room and steals their breakfast. Lifting myself up from the sweat-soaked sheets, I sit on the edge of my bed and reach for my prosthetic leg. Yeah. This is the picture I saw. And I'm like, it's talking, it's definitely has this sort of lost feel to it. But the name of the game is My Dear Moments. Like that pulled me to it. Naturally, a prosthetic leg is supposed to be built to fit an individual's body. But this one wasn't made specifically for me. It's an old second-hand model. Not just an ill-fitting, but on a verge of breaking too. It's better than nothing though. These days it's possible to get crystallic legs that can be controlled by nerve signals or even full cybernetic implants. Unfortunately, those are far out of my price range right now. I place my stump into the socket and tighten the straps around it. When I try moving the joints, it lets out an ominous creak. I fuddle with the screws and give it a little oil. The weather today. The weather out there in this morning is looking bright and clear with a mild southwest breeze. The radio I'd switched on before I laid down is still blaring. I go through the moments of keeping my decrepit old leg working while half listening to the drone of the announcer's voice. The rocket has been hailed by some of the representing a bold new hope for humanity. But citizens have been raising concerns that I hope they're actually launching this one. They will. Well, here's hoping if they got the time to mess about launching fireworks. Maybe they could actually help the people with their problems too, huh? They've got a bigger picture in mind. If they don't work to assure we've got a future, what's the point of fixing whatever bullshit the common person's got going on? Ugh. There's no point in trying to philosophical with you, I know. I put my foot down, getting a real feel for the leg. Getting a feel for the leg. The joint moving a little more smoothly now. Nice weather we got today. Perfect for diving. Want to get started? At least let me have breakfast first. It's only when I finished my sentence that I remember my apple's already gone. Hello. So Japanese hellos have always got me. And not in a, disrespectful way, but konnichiwa has always been one of my favorite Japanese words, I think. I think it's Japanese. I'm sorry, I don't mean to speculate. But konnichiwa, regardless of where it came from, has always been my favorite word. That and baka. Another female voice calls out, this time from off my ship. Just love that. Man, I wish I could draw like that. And it's not even the person. Like, take the background. Look at that. The background is so beautifully made. Like, I wish I could do that. And I could, and that's the problem. I can make stuff like that. Backgrounds have always been my thing. I just can't make people. Maybe he's asleep. I wish he'd put a doorbell on this thing. Hey. Oh, Natsuko. Wait, who are you? That's my line. Well, I'm... Okay, I'm gonna try. Kamishiro? No. Kamishiro Minamo. Kashimuro Minamo. Kamishimuro Ru Mishinamura. I'm friends with Natsu-kun. Huh? That kid's got friends? Could I ask you who you are? Me? Well, I guess I'm like his wife. Wife? His W-I-F-E wife? Don't listen to her. She's just your average apple pinching intruder. So,
つまりどういう関係
who
なの
actually are you?
ただのビジネスパートナー
I'm
よ
his business partner. Why are you here, Minamo? Minamo. Minamo?
夏くん
I've
学校
come
行
to
こう
take you to school.
転校してきてから
Natsu?
一度も
Not cool.
登校
Not.
してないよね
Yeah, I'm trying to figure. I'm gonna try to remember their names. You haven't turned up at all ever since you transferred here. Before I can say anything, Kathleen has already opened her big mouth.
坊やはね
Unfortunately, my little partner here has got a job to do, a job that's going to make us both very, very rich. So just run along to school now, sweetie. Eep. Minimo flinches at the moment and almost tears up. Aww. As a slight glare is flashed her way. Now, as I said that, I made a smile because now I can see where dear moments come into play. This would be actually a dear moment for me because that'd be this right now would be kind of a funny moment, at least to me personally, to have somebody that come pick me up from school and then immediately shut down from somebody I know because we have other plans. The thought of somebody wanting to get me to school, you know, and care about my life, that makes me happy. But to also know that there's somebody that needs me to do a job, that also makes me happy. I'm that kind of person. If you need me, I'm there. As long as I care for you. Now, these women got some nice titties, but that doesn't make me any more different towards guys where for my stepdad, hands down, I'll help him out. But for my biological father, you have to actually bargain with me to actually get me to help him. You know, that kind of thing. Now that I have time, let's go ahead and see if I can make this a full screen. See, where's full screen? Not shortcuts, touch. Just touch settings.
設定の変更をしますか
Oh, this could be done with touch settings too? I have a screen that can actually make it a little better. But no, we're gonna go with display.
同じ設定です
Full screen. There we go. Song display. Song name, yes. Default. Let's do default so the names can be placed up. Text
テキ
settings.
スト関連の設定ができます
This is the text speed, so let's get this to max. So there's no speed. Text speed. I'm practically seeing or reading this normally, so that's all fine. I'm not doing auto mode. Unread text. So yeah, this is not continue skip after choices. No. Skip read text off. Change color of read text. I'll just leave everything. So we're gonna go back. So this is definitely be a continuous. I don't know how far we've gone, so let me check that real quick. It's only been 24 minutes. Let's go a little long. Might be an hour. Who knows? If you're not doing anything else, you can help us out. An extra pair of hands would be useful.
暇じゃないよ
I just said that I'm going to
学校
school
行かなきゃ
though.
だから
That's the point in that, right? What's the point in that? School makes you dumb.
賢く
I
な
thought
る
it was
ために
supposed to
行くん
make
で
you
しょ
smart.
待ってよ夏くん
Wait, Natsu.
夏くん
Oh, so I own this. The ship rumbles in a way, rumbled its way from the pier and stops a little distance from the shore. This seems like the place. Wow. Deep in the translucent waters, I can see the shadows of something man-made. So this isn't a before everything goes under. This is an after. Oh man. I ended up coming along anyway. I should be at school. Minimal grumbles to herself as she stares out the endless expanse of blue. I climb down from the deck toward the other vessel the ship is towing. I open the hatch on the large egg-like craft bobbing up and down in the waves. Minimal, when I close the hatch, disengage the clamps. You know how to do that, right? Of course I don't. I'll teach you. Come over here. I'll need you to operate the crane too. If you've got any questions, ask Kathleen? Kathleen? I don't know, Kathleen? Is this thing even seaworthy? It's got rust all over. I'm not going to be diving too deep. A little bit of leakage isn't anything to worry about. Seriously? Won't it sink? Right? Here goes. I ducked down inside the sub and closed the hatch behind me. I take my seat at the controls and pump the choke lever until I hear the engine splatter into life. I tap all of the gauges to check they're working and signal to Minimal out of the small window in the top of the sub. Okay, disengage the clamps. Minimal flaps her arms back at me with a troubled expression. Sorry, I can't hear your words you're saying. I can't hear her through the glass, and her arm movements don't communicate anything except a passively frantic gloss. Better signal to Kathleen. Better. Grinning like a demon, plunging a sinner into the depths of hell. She disengaged the lock. I feel the sub sway as it floats freely in the water. I call out through the radio. Okay, lower the crane. Also means Roger. Got it. That's cool. I tug on the control stick and the sub manipulator arms. Manipulator. Yeah, I was right. Manipulator. Arms grasp the crane's hooks. I attach it to the eyelet on the egg, venting the basket tanks. The sea around the sub ripples. The bubbles in the tank escape out their air and it replaced it with water. The rotored little sub starts to gradually submerge as it grows heavy with ballets. I don't know what that word is. Ballets. Yeah, I think I said that right. The color outside the window darkens from the baby blue of the sky to the dark aqua of the sea. The submarine Ser- Serpens albus slowly sinks. Serpens albus. Serpent albus slowly sinks into the water, glistening in the morning sun. This song is beautiful. The last one was the lull of the sea, and this one is the sunken city. You guys can see it in the top right, but that looks fucking. So far, I'm happy with this. The little ship slowly and silently drifts through the sea. It sinks deeper and deeper. Before long, the rusty joints of its hull starts to creak under the pressure. You're already hurting at this depth? This might be a problem after all. Minimal's doubts seem to be contagious. The Serpens Albus is a pretty old ship. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be capable of going a few hundred meters down, but I can't help but feel that if I tried going any deeper now, I'd end up the size of a basketball. Thankfully, I'm not heading down anywhere that deep. It'll be a couple of dozen meters at most. The light outside grows dimmer, and soon all that I can see beyond the window is a dark navy. I curse through the lonely waters. I course, I cruise, not curse. I cruise through the lonely waters towards the treasure I seek. I came to this town because I had nothing left. I'd lost everything. I lived here once as a child, life in the care of my grandmother. But when I re-entered after 8 years, the scenery was unrecognizable. The beautiful crystal town I remembered was gone. There it is. Wow. I love that transaction. It definitely gives you a feel of the depth that you're going underwater. Sunken beneath the waves, buried here at the bottom of the ocean, is a town that just a few years ago was teem, teeming, teeming with people. The sight of the buildings shimmering in the sunlight piercing the water is uncanny. It's like time has stopped, and it looks fucking amazing. This town was not the only one in the this town was not the only one to be enveloped by the sea. God, I hope not. When the waters surround the world suddenly began to rise, entire cities were plunged into this limbo. And this is what people are thinking. Like, I don't mean to pull away from the story, but this is what people are thinking are going to happen once the ice capsules have actually fully, like, melted because of all the pollution in the air, all the pollution in the sky. Some people don't even believe that's what's causing it. I don't know. I don't care. I'm living my life to the fullest. I understand caring about the environment matters. I'm going to care about what I do to the environment, but I'm not going to care what other people are doing to the environment. Because I know I'm only going to live so long. I'm not going to waste my time caring about other people and what they're doing. Sorry. I know that may make me an asshole, but it is. No one knows why. Scientists positioned. No one knows why scientists posited that it might be climate change or some kind of environment, a movement in the Earth's crust, but no one can say for sure. All we really know is that sea levels suddenly began to rise, inexorably swallowing up more and more land. The mystery phenomenon brought humanity to its knees almost entirely, destroying our civilization. They say we've entered the twilight of our species, and it's hard to disagree. The population had already started to drop before I was born, and by the time I became aware of the world, it was already doomed. Even though I lived through the terror of the Great Sea Rise, I don't really have the concept conception of the supposed time of plenty that adults talk about. They always drone they're always droning on about the past and other bullshit, but this is the only world I've ever known. Something inside me makes me want to blame the state of this planet on them. I mean, do you blame them? As I sit there, lost in my thoughts, a transmission comes through my radio. How's it going, kid? Great. I'll be arriving at the target soon. After a moment's lag, the reply comes. Nice. Let's get what we need, and then I can get the hell out of this hole. The lag's a necessary annoyance, given that the radio waves don't pass through the water too easily. All of our communications are converted into high frequency sound waves, which travel slower. If you want to get out of here so much, why not find some other job? You don't want to die a debt collector, do you? When I'm done with this case, I'll consider it. Just as I'm about to get back to work, another voice comes over the radio. What's wrong? You sound like you're about to burst into tears. Are you okay? Is this ship still alright? You're not sinking, are you? I love how caring she is. It's fine. A little creaky, but nothing worth worrying about. It looks pretty nice down here. I should show you sometime. This kind of scenery could take someone's breath away, that's for sure, in more ways than one. Come back as quickly as you can, okay? I'm telling you it's fine. This thing might be old, but it means it's tough and simple too. That's not what I mean. You'll be late for school. Oh my god. Oh. Oh yeah, that. If my mom finds out I'm skipping school, she'd be furious. I sigh. You really are a good girl, aren't you? Huh? Don't start complimenting me all of a sudden. Giggling with a yeah, I would be too. With a strangely enlightened tone, she ends the transmission. Yeah, I would so be. What the hell was that? God, that completely broke my concentration. My grandmother was an ocean geologist. She left me a lot in her will. Although her name was flooded, her boat and submarine that she used for field work were taken by the water. She was obsessed with her research and displayed and despised children. Before she died, she poured a significant amount of her savings into something that she locked up in her storehouse. And that was what I'm here to salvage. There it is, her house. For a short time, I suppose it was mine too. I grasped at the controls and steered the sub into the back garden. There, there, just as I remember, is the storehouse. It's quite big, almost out of keeping with the size of the actual house. My grandmother never let me get close to it. Perhaps she was keeping materials related to her research in there. However, it's the only place I'm interested in. Getting in might be difficult though. The storehouse's heavily iron doors look to be locked up tight. We're going to have to break the door down. When I give you the signal, wind in the wench. Roger. I reached the manipulator arms up to undo the crane's hook and attach it to the bar and to the bar holding the doors solidly closed. Okay, pull. The cable winds back swiftly and snaps taut, but the doors don't move an inch. Huh? No dice. To hell? Just as I'm about to give the signal to stop, a clang and the sound of cracking metal echoes through the water. The door collapses, sending the bellowing cloud of sediment. The results, the resulting opening, the large enough for the submarine to fit straight through. I'm not gonna constantly say the fucking name. Well, looks like that'll do. If I hadn't been able to get these doors open, I would have had to break through the roof, and that would have damaged whatever's inside. It's been 10 years. Finally, time to see what's in here. The or orient the sub towards the door and slowly starts to push forward. The inside of the storehouse is a far better condition than the outside. The walls are lined with bookshelves full of research materials and mm, measure, measurement boils and data collection equipment that scattered all over the floor. As a kid, this place would have made the perfect playground. I can picture my grandmother thinking all about the fun children could get up to in here, and scrawling all screw. I'm scrawling as she locked the door. I don't know. Probably the wise decision, to be fair. The submarine lights crossed the rooms, searching out my target. The fact that I don't actually know what I'm looking for makes the easier made that easier said than done. However, it's supposed to be something valuable, but to my untrained eyes, all of the devices here look like they cost pr- a pretty penny. Crabs and fish skitter around the assorted destrious fleeing from the torch beams. Hmm? I notice an odd object as I sway the light around. What's that? It, it's a large oblong box down here in the murky gloom. It almost looks like it's a sunken. I wait, hold on. I don't want to jump. No, no, no. Hold on. I probably. Okay, hold on. No, I don't want to skip. Shit. What's the? We're gonna do a quick save. System. How do I go back? Text. What's the button for? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Back to show backlog right there. F5. Okay. Back. F5. What's that? It's a large, uh, oblong box down here in the sunken gloom. It's almost like it's a sunken scroll circle sarcophagus. Slowing down my engine to see. Okay, so I could use the scroll wheel as well to see that my screw devices that my scrawl devices don't kick up too much sediment. I cautiously approach. Oh, wrong one. There we go. It really doesn't. It really does seem to be some kind of casket. It's the perfect size for a single person. Part of the surface seems to be glass. I peer through the gloom. A mannequin? No. A girl? Inside the castle is a young girl, a delicate and fragile looking as a antique doll. Strangely, I don't feel even a inkling of fear or discomfort. Maybe it's because this seems so unreal, or perhaps it's just how admirable, adorable, yeah, she looks. Whatever the case, I have no idea what she really is. There's only one thing I'm sure about. This has to be what I'm here for. What even is this? It looks like it has electricity, but that's all I can really tell from the looks of it. I'm going to have to risk the whole thing. I'm not going to be able that to manage that with just a manipulator arm. I'll have to rely on the crane. I steer the sub back out of the building and pull the wire out from the remaining remains of the door, dragging it along behind me. I look I behind me. I make my way back to the casket. As I approach it, My hand slips. Oh no. And the sub nudges the cast. Oh shit. It's not a hard hit, but for the moment, a chill runs down my spine. I hadn't broken it, have I? It doesn't seem like the glass is cracked. But the eyes of the girl in the casket have opened. Our gaze met through the glass. She's alive. I know her voice. I know my voice can't be reaching her, but she tilts her head slightly, as if in a response. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning, a name pops into my mind. I'd heard it once in the hospital, that my grandmother at my grandmother's bedside. ATRI. ATRI. The name of the game. The girl watches the movement of my lips carefully, and she smiles. She really is alive. But what is she? As I sit wondering what to do next, the girl starts to move. She begins to tap away at some panels inside her capsule. Oh no 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 no. The glass of the capsule opens. A great cloud of bubble bellows out of the casket and inundates with water. What are you doing? It seems like she didn't realize that she was underwater. As she, as such, she panics and tries to hammer the controls. There's no closing the glass now. I've got to save her. At the moment, a shadow looms over me. A sudden rush of air from the casket buffs the ceiling of the building. The already water damaged fire framework seamlessly rattled by my discretion of the door. Shit. The walls start caving in and the concrete ceiling cracks. No! The instinctive push of the control stick forward moans in agony as steel beams collapse on top of it. Thankfully, I managed to cover the girl from harm, but we're not out of the woods yet. This is bad. Am I trapped? I tried to put my engine in reverse, but the sub is spinning down under the ceiling. My mind is instantly filled with intense, gruesome memories. I'm buried alive just like before. My body is quickly coated with an icy cold sweat, and pain throbs through the spot where my leg should be. As the weight above me seems to bear down on my very soul, my eyes meet the girl's. She stares at me with a strange look as if she doesn't realize the danger she's in. I've got to save her. Grasping the controls, I try to find the hook of the crane to affix it to the sub, but it's nowhere to be found. Did it come off in the impact? I try to peer around the floor, but the manipulator arms can't reach down there even if I did see it. And the sub can't move an inch. What do I do? Pain and panic surge through my brain as I feel my consciousness grow distant. Uh, uh. Just as I'm about to black out, I see the girl jump from the casket, reach down, and lift up a glimmering silver object. The hook. Please, give that to me. She tilts her head to the side and stares. She places the hook in the fingers of my manipulator. I quickly attach it to Stubbs' brain. Hey, can you hear me up there? What's up? Wind the winch. Quickly. What was that? Speak up, kid. What's going on? Is something wrong? Natsu? Wind up the winch! Now! Wait a second. If we do that... If they don't do it in the instant, I'm going to end up completely crushed. Okay, oof. What are you doing? Are you stupid, girl? I grab the girl from the casket in the manipulator arms. She stares impassively at me through the window, unfazed by the metal grabber around her waist. Isn't she scared? If anything, she looks particularly relaxed. Why? Isn't she struggling for breath by now? And that's where we're going to leave it. Hold on. Nope. There we go. Do a quick save. That's where we're going to save it. And I will see you guys next time. We're actually going to see. Yes, we're going to save this. Alright. Thank you guys so much. And I will see you guys in the next episode. This has been ATRI. This has been ATRI, my dear moments. This is literally looks to be only. There's multiple pages I can save on, which is great. Just for failed recordings. But thank you guys so much for watching. Just listen to that music a little bit longer if you want to, and I'll actually let it go for a little bit. But this is where we're actually going to cut it off. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a bomb-ass day, noon or night, depending on when and where you guys are watching from. I know my last video I did not do that, or live stream if you want to say. But that was just for a review. But this is honestly something I'm going to continue doing, and I hope you guys enjoy it. But listen to that music as we cancel out on this episode. Thank you guys once again so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode or live stream. You guys have a bomb-ass day, noon or night, depending on when you guys are watching, and I will see you guys then. Bye!